you are every mountain, God you are every ocean, God you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky, God you are every morning, God you are every midnight, God you are every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. God, you are every sunrise, God, you are every moon glow, God, you are every star shine, every inch of earth and sky, God, you are every springtime, God, you are every snowfall, God, you are every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. 'Cause you are the very breath I breathe, and your perfect love created me. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. I know we still have some people coming in. We'll go ahead and get started. Welcome to Unity Center of Cedar Rapids. We appreciate your presence here in our spiritual home and the energy that you bring to this community. Thank you so much for joining us today. We also want to welcome our live streamers. So if everyone will take just a quick second and turn around and wave. Okay, welcome. We invite you to know that we are connected heart to heart and soul to soul. Please know that we are here to support you on your spiritual journey. We want to do a warm welcome to all of our guests today. Please be sure to grab a welcome brochure to learn more about Unity Center of Cedar Rapids. Also, in our welcome brochure, we have a quick guest survey, or you can scan the QR code now. If you please fill this out, you can put this in the offertory basket near the end of our service. But thank you so much for joining us, all you guests, and hope that we will see you again. Please know that you are welcome. We have a treat for you today. Our guest speaker today is Bryce Satterly. So I'm going to give you a little background about Bryce today. So Bryce is a construction engineer, entrepreneur, Eagle Scout, and storyteller whose life journey has taken him from construction sites and mountain trails to deep spiritual transformation and personal rebuilding. Over the past 15 years, Bryce has helped build more than $200 million in projects across 7 states. That's impressive. He's worked in construction technology on software used all around the world and bought his first home at the age of only 18. He helped start a fraternity chapter while attending college. And his life has been shaped by challenges, leadership, adventure, service, and a constant drive towards growth. But beyond his professional accomplishments, Bryce has spent the last several years navigating profound personal loss, burnout, reinvention, and spiritual awakening, lessons that ultimately inspired today's talk. Bryce believes that growth happens on the other side of discomfort. We've all felt that, right? That responsibility is the doorway to our own personal power. Every one of us has the ability to take the wheel of our own lives. And I have to tell you, recently I had the pleasure of talking to Bryce when I was going through a very difficult time. And I'm doing this plug. He did not ask me to do this, I promise. But if anybody is on Facebook, he has this amazing captain's log that he does every day. And it has really, in addition to our daily word here at Unity, his captain's log has been something that lifts me up and keeps me going on most days. So please join me for welcoming Bryce Satterly for today's message. Okay, we also have another special guest today. Chance Maynard is here to be our guest musician. Welcome back, Chance. And Chance is joined today by our Unity Center band with Ben Fashionpar, led by Nina Swanson, Tom Zimmerman, and Don Oliver. Now, if everyone will please stand for our invocation and opening song.
There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in me. God the good, God the good, God the good omnipotent. 2, 3, 4. What a wonderful morning, beyond compare. In the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good, and all is well. 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 I know that all is well. All is well. Yes, all is well. All is well. All is well. All is well. All is well.
What a great way to get started this morning. So now we would like to invite our children to join the teachers for Youth and Family Ministry. Before they go, together let's bless the children. We love you, we bless you, we behold the light in you.
You are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
We have a few announcements this morning. First, we have carpet cleaners that are coming tomorrow on Monday. If you're able to, please stay after service for a short time to move the chairs and furniture off the carpet. Lots of hands make light work. We also have a few leftovers from the garage sale, and if you're able to, please consider taking a box and donating it as you desire. Next, we have Paula Land's Quantum Living course begins tomorrow on Monday, and so today is the last chance to sign up. There is a booklet that goes with it, and it is in the evening online. Or the booklet's not online, but the course is online on Mondays. Then on Tuesday, Susan Liddell is leading our centering prayer. Please be sure to sign up to receive the meeting link in your email. Also on Tuesday is our True Tuesday, and this week we will have Sound Bowl Healing with Kelsey, and that's at 6:30 in the Sacred Grounds and Books. Also going on, Thursday, May 21st, Spirit Space Book Study will continue. They're on their last few discussions of living beautifully. There are still books available for the upcoming book study, The Lakota Way, in preparation for next session, and that will be starting in June. As you may remember, we did temporarily postpone our spring fling, and it's actually going to be back bigger and better as a night of karaoke and charcuterie, and it's now scheduled for Friday night, June 12th. The next Sunday, before service, we will meet in the bookstore at 9:15 to discuss our newest booklet, And So We Pray, Affirmative Prayers for Real Life. We have a special guest, a dear friend of mine, Miss Jessica Marr, will be here, and her message is Sneaky Ways We Forget Our Faith and How to Remember It Again. After service, we will have a brief dedication of bricks for our brick patio. And then today, if you have a prayer request, our prayer partner is Barb Buchanan. Now, if everyone will join me for our statement of purpose. We'll have it here on the screen in a second. There we go. Oh. There we go. All right, if you'll all join me, please. Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. We gather to create an experience of spirit. At Unity CR, we offer practical teachings that empower abundant and meaningful living. Meeting you right where you are, we endeavor to provide a variety of ways to support your path of spiritual living. Our mission is to provide spiritual awareness and share the wonder and joy of God's love. And our daily word for today is flow. Please affirm the words with me. The words I speak flow from infinite wisdom. As I picture a crystal clear stream rushing down a steep mountain slope, I also see it gathering in still pools, calm, deep, and life-giving. This image reminds me that my words and actions flow from a peace that passes understanding, nourished by divine good. Open to this infinite presence, my heart is steadied and my mind is focused. The words I speak and the choices I make become rich and meaningful. There are not surface ripples, but carry the depth and power of spiritual truth. As water flows from mountaintop to coastline, the presence of spirit flows into every part of my life. Divine love pours into human experience. I am both the rushing waters and the deep pools. And from this stream of wisdom, I speak words that give life. And our Bible verse today, the words of the mouth are deep waters. The fountain of wisdom is a gushing stream, from Proverbs 18, verse 4. That really resonated with me this morning. And then I would like to bring Lisa up to...
Not yet. We skipped a song.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So that's fine. We'll just do it now. So if you could go back to Blue Boat Home. Yeah. And there we go. And let's everybody stand. And we'll sing this together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry seas, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here in my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, breathe the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my the ocean I've traveled, and the earth is my blue boat. Home.
Okay, we're going to go right into one more song. And I'm introducing this song because we're going to do, you can switch the slide. It's If I Were Brave by Janice Stanfield. And I was telling the band earlier that I have this great little memory of this song. It's one of my favorite songs ever because I saw Janice Stanfield in concert at a music therapy conference. And she's just so inspiring. And this song is called If I Were Brave. And it was kind of my theme song for a while when I was living in Kansas City or somewhere, wherever I was, I needed to quit my job. I was at a job somewhere, and I needed to quit it. And I knew it, but I wasn't brave enough to do it. So I would play this song in my car on the way there, on the way home. And if you know me, I don't play music in the car. But this one I did. And I sang along at the top of my lungs, and it got me through that time. And so it was an inspiring message to me. And I think it kind of goes really well with what Bryce is going to talk about. So just have to give you a little introduction.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What would I do if I knew that I could not fail? I believed what the wind always filled up my sail. How far would I go? What could I achieve? Trusting the hero in me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where true believers dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What if we're all meant to do what we secretly dream? What would you ask if you knew you could have anything? Like the mighty oak sleeps in the heart of a seed, are the miracles in you and me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where true believers dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? If I refuse to listen to the voice of fear, would the voice of courage whisper in my ear. Maybe this is what I'd hear. I am brave enough to move ahead where true believers dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step will I take today? I am brave. What will I do 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 today? I am brave. I am brave. I am brave.
Testing? Good. Thank you, Michelle, for that lovely introduction. And thank all of you for being such a welcoming community. As soon as I started coming here, it felt like home. Comfortable, welcoming, loving. And honestly, when I stepped away for a little while to work through some life challenges, I felt the absence of this place. One of the things I value most about Unity is the wisdom in this room. I love that we can come together, share stories, share lessons, and help each other heal and grow. And eventually I started thinking, you know what? I've learned some lessons too. And maybe people need to hear them. Then Ruth spoke about May being the month of power. And I knew, despite my fear, I needed to stop dragging my feet and sign up. Because that's what this talk is really about. Stepping forward. Taking the wheel. Doing the things that make us uncomfortable. Because the truth is, growth lives on the other side of discomfort. And there comes a point in your life where you run out of time for excuses. No BS. No waiting. No someday. You have to move. And most of the time, the thing you're most afraid of is the thing that you need to move you forward. You can't completely mess it up. Life is going to happen whether you move or not. So you might as well move. Paula asked me to share a little bit about my background. And even though I'm only 36, I've managed to pack a lot into my life already. I grew up in Marion and got deeply involved in scouting. But another huge part of my childhood was sailing. I grew up learning how to read the wind and adjust the sails and keep the boat moving even when conditions changed. And I think somewhere along the way, that shaped how I see life. Because sailing teaches you something important very quickly. You can't control the wind, but you can learn how to adjust the sails. And almost never do you reach your destination in a straight line. I started as a tiger cub and eventually crossed over into Boy Scouts. And along that path, there was a moment called the Arrow of Light ceremony. And looking back, it was one of the first major decisions of my life, because all my friends were going to join the big flashy troop. And after visiting several troops, I knew that there was another one that was right for me. Troop 555, triple nickel. The problem was, none of my friends were going there. I'd be completely alone, and I remember how uncomfortable that felt. And I went anyway. And looking back, I'm incredibly grateful that I did. Because that troop had incredible leaders, men who challenged me, men who pushed me, men who believed in me. Eventually, I earned the rank of Eagle Scout, a rank only about 4% of scouts achieve. And one of the greatest things that scouting gave me was a code to live by. The Scout Law says a scout should be trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And honestly, those values still guide my life today. Not perfectly, but intentionally. That experience taught me something important very early. You do not become who you are meant to be by staying comfortable. Scouting taught me practical skills: woodworking, survival, leadership. I learned how to make fire with my bootlaces and build a shelter with nothing but a pocket knife. But more importantly, I learned independence, responsibility, and that growth requires action. One of the biggest things scouting taught me was service. When I was 15, I organized 13 giving trees and a holiday dinner party for families at the Madge Phillips Center in Cedar Rapids, a shelter where battered women and children could take refuge and get a fresh start. What started as a small Eagle project ended up feeding dozens of families during Christmas that year. And I remember realizing something very important. Helping people gives life meaning. Not comfort, not status, not achievement, meaning. Hearing those family stories made me incredibly grateful for what I had. How could I complain about what I lacked when some child's biggest Christmas wish was a pair of socks? That experience redefined the word need in my life. And suddenly, my problems looked very different. After scouting, I started working. Technically, I'd always been working. My family was full of entrepreneurs. But now it was time to go out on my own. I rode my bike to construction sites after baseball practice to install siding on houses. I poured concrete in high school, which taught me how to work harder than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. It also taught me my limits after I nearly passed out from heat stroke when I refused to quit and everyone told me to stop. I bought my first house at 18, started a fraternity at 20, became an engineering inspector at 21, and by 30, I had helped build over $200 million in projects across 7 states. Houses, roads, dams, bridges, airports, pipelines, railroads, and mines. That's when I moved into construction technology, helping develop industry-leading software now being used on projects all over the world. And on paper, it looked like I was winning. But success and fulfillment are not always the same thing. So how did I do all this so fast? I did it by doing things that scared me, by pursuing challenges and pushing myself to the edge of what I thought was possible. Because you never truly know what you're capable of until you try. And even if you fall short, you still grow. There's a saying I've always loved. If you shoot for the moon and miss, you'll still land among the stars. And honestly, I think too many people never even leave the ground. And it's not just about adventure either. I've seen this in construction too. One of the most intense projects I ever worked on was building a tunnel underneath one of the busiest roads in the state of Utah. There were enormous risks, massive pressure, tight timelines, thousands of people driving over our heads every single day. And there were moments where things got uncomfortable, moments where mistakes could have had serious consequences. But that's what growth feels like sometimes. Pressure, responsibility, uncertainty. And what I learned in both construction and life is this. Confidence doesn't come before action. Confidence is built through action. You earn it, one difficult decision at a time. When I was younger, I used to get horribly homesick at scout camp. I would dread it for weeks before I left. But it hit especially hard on family night. When my parents left, I'd get a lump in my throat. My stomach would turn, and I felt sick. But I never let that stop me from going back. That experience prepared me for what was to come later in my life. One of the scariest things I ever did was move to another state. I took an internship in Utah, packed up my truck, left Iowa, left my girlfriend, and moved into a house I had never seen with 6 guys I had never met. And later, after building railroads throughout the South, I moved back to Utah permanently because I love the mountains. I bought a wrecked Jeep, fixed it up myself, and started exploring some of the most difficult off-road trails in the world. And that was scary too. Buying something broken, driving 12 hours one way with no guarantees that it would work. And then, after carefully fixing everything that broke in that rollover, crawling that labor of love over rocks the size of Volkswagens on the edge of 1,000-foot cliffs. One wrong move, one bad line, one moment of panic, hitting the brakes when you should trust the throttle, could send you a very long way down. But I never let that stop me. The challenge excited me. Twice, I lost brakes in the mountains. Both times at the top of a mountain. It's always when it happens. 50 miles from town. I've had a wheel explode, broken axles, and one time, I nearly rolled headfirst off a cliff. But every single time something broke, I found a way to make it home. And honestly, I think there's a lesson in that. Because out on the trail, broken parts aren't failures. They're forced upgrades. They reveal weak points. They force you to adapt, to rebuild stronger. And life works the same way. Life is going to break things. Plans break. Relationships break. People break. But breaking doesn't mean the journey is over. Sometimes it just means you have to slow down, reassess, adapt, and keep moving. Because no matter how prepared you are, life is eventually going to test you. And when it does, you find out very quickly who you are. And eventually, life tested me too. COVID flipped our world on its head right as I was making a major career shift into the corporate world. Remote work was a major change, and I really missed the camaraderie of guys on the job site. I discovered that one of the men who stood beside me on my wedding had betrayed me. My marriage ended. My job became toxic, and I stopped feeling fulfilled in my work. I was burned out, disconnected, and honestly, I didn't know what direction I was headed anymore. And then, as I was barely holding my life together, all alone in the house my ex-wife and I had so many memories in, I got a phone call one Friday afternoon. My cousin was in the hospital, and she wasn't going to make it. And just like that, everything shifted. It sent me into a spiral. Not just emotionally, but spiritually. I started asking different questions about meaning, about truth, about what actually matters. And after she passed, I broke. I loaded my trailer like I would never return to my house in Salt Lake City. I treated it like I was bugging out. I got in my truck and literally said, "Jesus, take the wheel." I knew I had to be home by the following Sunday for the funeral. Every turn I made, every conversation I had, and everything I did from that moment on was guided by my intuition, my higher self, God. I said goodbye to all the people who had left a mark on me. I drove through all the job sites I had helped build, and I left. I went to the desert. Spent time alone. Started searching. Well, I found something. A place I felt so called to, it was as if I was guided there by God Himself. It was a mountain valley with a high ridge. I could see a crack at the top, and that was my heading. I parked my truck and trailer and packed a bag. Some would think it strange, the items I took with me. Even I didn't know what it was all for, but I knew they all had a purpose. And then I started climbing. As I kept going up, the words, "Stairway to Heaven," kept ringing in my ears. And for the first time in my life, I fully understood how alone I was. If I slipped and fell out there, it might be weeks before anyone found me. I climbed nearly to the top of that ridge, made it as far as I dared without any climbing gear. And as soon as I realized I couldn't go any further, I screamed as loud as I could. My voice echoed off the canyon walls, but there was nobody there to hear me. Not for many miles. Next, I removed everything I was wearing, sat down on the edge of the ridge, and prayed to God for guidance. And for the first time in a long time, I felt peace. God didn't answer me immediately. He didn't speak to me. He didn't send me a sign or strike me down with lightning. But I knew there was a plan for me. And even though I couldn't see every step, as I climbed down that mountain, I knew what I needed to do. See, every seemingly random item that I had packed in my bag before I started my ascent had a purpose on this journey. I used every single thing in my bag, and that in itself was the message that I was supposed to receive. If we are truly following our highest calling and in being obedient to the Most High, we will always have everything we need. But it's up to us to know how to use what we've been given. As soon as I got back into my truck, I drove straight to Moab, my happy place. I knew I had work to do, and that's where I packed my life into my motorhome. I spread everything I owned out in a dusty gravel parking lot. Pack out, spread out. Just like the military does with airplanes on the tarmac. I organized everything, packed it all back in. I pushed myself to my limit in the hot sun, just like I did on that concrete crew. My skin burned, my muscles ached, and my soul was crying. As I organized my physical things, my inner world became more clear. And after it was all packed in, neat and tidy, I turned the key and drove back to Iowa to start rebuilding. But I had met a new friend in Moab, a homeless Native American woman living in her storage unit. Her name was Marina. This struck me because a marina is a safe place for sailors. It's where we go to rebuild, repair, and refuel. I talked to her. We listened to music together. I treated her like a fellow human being, which is something the locals had stopped doing a long time ago. I bought her dinner and gave her a ride on my motorcycle. When we were sitting on the side of the road, along one of the most beautiful roads in the world, amongst the magical red rocks, she shared her story with me. And it touched my heart. You can't imagine the heartbreak she's been through, the loss, the trauma, the betrayal. But she was still here, and she was lost. So I asked her what she needed to do. And when I left, I gave her and her brother a ride back to the reservation. I'll never forget the smiles on their faces as they stepped out of my RV and went off to face their past. This detour took me on a route home I had never been on before, through the Four Corners area of southwestern Colorado. And while I was driving on those new roads, I was on top of the world. Riding that high from the mountaintop experience, and feeling great about helping two people take a big step forward in their lives. I stopped to hike at a waterfall and do a maintenance check on my vintage RV. Turns out, I was leaking antifreeze. And I was at the base of Wolf Creek Pass, which is the steepest stretch of interstate highway in North America. A couple guys driving a Corvette and a Harley said, "Wow, you've got some big balls driving that thing over that pass." I thought to myself, balls have nothing to do with it. I've got God on my side. And if I'm being honest, I was a bit scared. My engine was leaking coolant, and I was about to cross this massive mountain pass. I'm hours from a parts store, and I might miss the funeral. I was considering pulling my bike out of the trailer and just riding home. But at that moment, God sent me a sign, and I knew everything was going to be all right. A fearless animal approached me and asked for food. After I fed him, I remembered I had a set of radiator tablets in my toolbox in the trailer. A mentor of mine had told me way back in high school, always keep AC Delco tablets in your toolbox in case you spring a leak. So I popped those in and off we went. It didn't leak the rest of the way home. Thanks, Tom. And the lesson there was this. When you place your faith in God, the universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it, things have a way of working out. Even when it's dark, even when it's scary, even when you can't see the road ahead. So, back to Iowa. Home, or so I thought. I thought I was coming back to a support system. But what I found was the loneliest season of my life. I tried rebuilding, tried starting a business, tried building community. And what I learned was this: Nobody is coming to save you. See, I'd stopped listening to God and started listening to other people. People can help you, guide you, love you, but eventually, you have to pick up the shovel yourself or the cross and start digging your way out. And strangely enough, that realization became freedom. Because the moment you stop waiting is the moment you start building. And I think that's what Jesus was trying to teach us too. People love asking, what would Jesus do? Sometimes he flipped tables. Because love is not weakness. Truth is not passivity. And growth is not comfortable. Eventually, I realized I needed something to help me navigate all of this. And that's where this symbol came from. I call it the compass cross. The vertical line is alignment. Truth, God, your highest values. The horizontal line is your life, your actions, your relationships, your choices. And right in the center is you. Where belief meets action. Because some people are aligned, but never move. And while others move constantly, they're doing it without alignment. Real power comes from both. There's a verse that used to confuse me. If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can move mountains. I used to think that was abstract. But I've stood on job sites where we actually moved mountains. And what I realized is this: faith doesn't replace the work. Faith gives the work direction. And I want to repeat that statement. Faith doesn't replace the work. Faith gives the work direction. You still have to pick up the shovel. We don't need more power. We need to prove we can handle the power we already have. Whoever is faithful with little will also be faithful with much. That's not punishment. That's preparation. Responsibility is the doorway. So here's what I want you to do. Did everyone get a card when you walked in? If you didn't, find a card. There's some at the door. Grab a pencil, pen, marker, crayon, whatever you want to write with. And I want you to write down one thing. One area of your life where you know it's time to move. Or take on the responsibility. Not 10 things, just one. You already know what it is. That fear in your chest, that resistance, that's probably the direction. That's your mountain. Now I want everyone to hold that card in their hand. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. Take a deep breath in. And let it out slowly. Now picture your life 6 months from now. You didn't avoid this one thing. You moved towards it. What changed? How do you feel? Who did you become? That version of you is not a fantasy. It's a decision. Now take another deep breath. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Now, before you leave today, tell somebody what you wrote down. Ask them, will you hold me accountable? Because a goal in your head is just a thought. A goal spoken out loud becomes a commitment. You are the captain of your soul, the master of your fate, the architect of your reality. Your life is a ship. Christ is the compass. And intuition, when aligned with truth, is how we hear that guidance within ourselves. Spirit fills your sails, and the people you surround yourself with are your crew. You don't control the wind. You don't control the waves. God is the ocean. But your hand is on the wheel. Every decision you've ever made got you right here. And every decision you make moving forward will determine your future. This is what it means to take the wheel. Hold on. The only question is, will you stay where you are, or will you take the wheel? Thank you.
All right, for this song, I think we all have to stand up. Okay? This is a song that Bryce specifically said he really liked this when we did this before, so we're doing it again. Ready? 1, 2. Gotta have 1, 2. A 1, 2, 3, and.
You gotta have heart. genius, of course, but keep that old horse before the car. First you gotta have heart.
We get another chance to sing it again. You gotta have heart.
All you really need is heart. When the odds are saying you'll never win, that's when the grin should start. You gotta have hope. Mustn't sit around and mope. Nothing's half as bad as it may appear. Wait till next year and then hope. When your luck is batting zero, get your chin up off the floor. Mister, you can be a hero. You can open any door. There's nothing to it but to do it. You've gotta have heart. Miles and miles and miles of heart. Oh, it's fine to be a genius, of course, but keep that old horse before the car.
First you gotta have heart. You gotta have heart. You gotta have heart.
Wow. Thank you, Bryce, for that very amazing message. Greatly appreciate it. Now we'll have the blessings of the baskets. If you have set up electronic giving, or if you would like to give online today, please find an online giving card, or if you need one, Bonnie can bring one to you. We invite everyone to hold their love offering, our card for a blessing. Now we bless these baskets and the abundance that they will receive. We give abundantly and we receive with gratefulness, and from our hearts we give again generously. Please join me in our offertory statement. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Gratitude before me. Gratitude behind me. Gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Please join me in blessing our offerings and our prayer intentions. Freely we give, and gratefully we receive. We dedicate and consecrate these tithes, gifts, and offerings to the will, the work, and the way of the Christ as expresses through this ministry of love and service. We surround our members of our spiritual community who have made known their prayer requests with our loving thoughts and prayers. We affirm and know that each person is blessed with wisdom and discernment, health and wholeness, prosperity and good measure. We release these requests, trusting that all is well. Amen. We also have a couple of after-service reminders. If you can, please stay and move the chairs and furniture off of the carpet. I believe that Paula and Lisa will kind of be directing traffic on that. And just another reminder, we do have some items left over from the garage sale that you're free to take and make donations if you wish. Now for our closing song.
Let's all stand and join hands as you wish and sing the peace song together. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. I am the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
I am the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
I am the power of God.
The presence of God watches over us.
I am the presence of God.
Wherever I am, God is.
Let's do the third verse of You Gotta Have Heart.
What?
The third verse of You Gotta Have Heart after the
Okay.
bridge. Second time. here's the turnaround. I'm on the wrong key again.
G.
Here it is. G, E minor, A minor 7D. Ready and. You gotta have heart, miles and miles and miles of heart. Oh, it's fine to be a genius, of course, but keep that old horse before the cart. First you gotta have heart, you gotta have heart, you gotta have heart. How fun is that?